Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today it is the semi-final predictions of the Champions League. We've got 2 games to predict before the big one, the final in Paris at the Stade de France. This time next week we will find out the 2 teams that will be playing in this season's Champions League final at the Stade de France, the home of the France national team. I do apologise if you can hear a lot of this in the video. You know, I'm sat on a rocky chair, so I do apologise if you can hear that a lot in the video. But yeah, anyway, let's get straight into my Champions League semi-final predictions. Alright then, so the first semi-final is happening tonight at the Etihad Stadium. The first game is Manchester City against Real Madrid. Now, Manchester City did knock out the other side of the city in the last round. Manchester City knocked out Atletico Madrid of the last round. Real Madrid, they knocked out an English side and the reigning champions Chelsea of the last round. So the question is, can City knock out the other side of Madrid to get to the final in Paris? Or will Real Madrid beat another English side? And can Madrid get to their first Champions League final since 2018, where they won 3-1 in Kiev against Liverpool? Now, obviously, the first leg is obviously tonight at the Etihad Stadium before the second leg at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. I think tonight will be a very, 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 very good, interesting game. I did see the predictive lineup like Monday, and it said there was no Modric, no Alaba in that. And for me, I've been looking at that. I'm looking at those players that were injured. I think I just said, City will probably win. But it looks like they do have the likes of Modric is back, Alaba, and Ferland Mendy, and I think that's a really, really big boost for Real Madrid. And obviously, looking at the predictive lineup now, it looks like that Eduardo Camavinga is going to start tonight. Now, he hasn't really started for Real Madrid much this season in the Champions League. So if he does start, it will be very interesting to see what he can do. But I think one player who's done absolutely brilliant recently in the Champions League for Real Madrid, Luka Modric. And by the way, fun fact about Luka Modric, on this day in 2008, he signed for Tottenham. Did you know? Put it down in the comments. But, you know, Modric, the lad is absolutely incredible. He's 36 and he's still got it. He's bossing it, and he's just in that Madrid midfield. He is just, Luka Modric is the best in that midfield. And no surprise, he has got a Ballon d'Or to his name, which he won in 2018, I think. I think it was 2018. Or 2019, it's one of the two. But Modric, absolute baller. And obviously, I didn't watch him at Tottenham, but my dad would have. And I don't really know how good he was at Tottenham. But, you know, ever since he's left, he has been amazing at Real Madrid. And another player who's been outstanding this year, it's got to be Karim Benzema. I think Modric and Benzema, City should be scared of them too. I think in particular Karim Benzema, because recently he has been on fire in the Champions League. He scored the goal against Chelsea that knocked them out. He scored a hat-trick in the first leg at Stamford Bridge. Last time Benzema was in England, he scored a hat-trick against Chelsea. So will he do it tonight, but in Manchester against Manchester City? And obviously he also scored a hat-trick in the second leg win in the round of 16 against Mauricio Pochettino's PSG, or Paris Saint-Germain, whatever. And just looking at him, he's been absolutely on fire. You know, scored against Sevilla, scored against Chelsea again in the first leg. 2 goals against Celta Vigo, 2 goals and an assist against Mallorca, hat-trick against PSG, goal and an assist against Real Sociedad, goal against Real Vallecano, 2 hit. I could go on forever. This man is absolutely incredible. But yeah, let's speak about Manchester City now. Obviously, you know, they battered Watford 5-1. I think it was 5-1. Yeah, they battered Watford 5-1 on the weekend. And what a performance from Gabriel Jesus. 4 goals and he got an assist. Brilliant performance from him. But I think, I'm just looking at the predictive lineup now. It doesn't look like that he is going to start tonight. And one big blow for Manchester City. No João Cancelo. And I think he's a very, very good player. Not going to lie. And I think they will miss him. But so that means they'll probably have to play Nathan Ake at left back. I'm looking at Madrid's right side. It looks like it might be Ake versus Marco Asensio. But obviously, I think on the right side should be very interesting. Kyle Walker versus Vinicius Jr. That would be very interesting. But I saw something earlier on Instagram that Pep Guardiola might play a few players out of position. Apparently, so you never know. We maybe could see, I don't know, maybe Gundogan pushing up front. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know, maybe Walker pushing into midfield. Who knows? I have no idea what Pep Guardiola is going to name tonight in his starting 11 to play against Real Madrid. But I think one player who's, helped Manchester City to get where they are in the Champions League this season. For me, Riyad Mahrez, you know. I think Mahrez has been brilliant this year in the Champions League. Bernardo Silva's been brilliant. De Bruyne, you know, been absolutely brilliant. You know, in obviously he scored the only goal in the quarter-final game against Atletico Madrid to get them to this stage. But it's like with Luka Modric. He just helps Manchester City. He goes back, helps the team, and he pushes up and creates goals. And that's exactly what Luka Modric does. That is exactly what Luka Modric does. But, you know, obviously, looking at the front three tonight, it looks like it's going to be Riyad Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden. Now, obviously, looking at Foden, you know, he was the centre of attention in the game against Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano. And he didn't really have a good game, you know. The Madrid players weren't having it. So I'm sure he'll want to turn up tonight and in the second leg next week at the Bernabeu and put in a 5-star performance. But Bernardo Silva this year in the Champions League, he's been very good. Mahrez has been just brilliant. And I think Kyle Walker, watching that second leg against Atletico, he was brilliant. I'm not going to lie. He was my man of the match. I'm not going to lie. He was absolutely outstanding. You know, every time, I think it might be like Felix, Griezmann or someone, he was just there. He was just there every time. And, you know, he's just absolutely brilliant. And to be fair, you've got 2 very good goalkeepers in goal. You've got Ederson and you've got Thibaut Courtois. So, the question is, will it be high scoring or low scoring? Because we all know what Ederson's like. We all know what Thibaut Courtois is quite tall, by the way. So it might be hard for City. I think, in particular, Mahrez. Because I think, you know, he likes to... It's like what Salah does for Liverpool. Like, he likes to cut inside, try to bend it in the top corner or something. But with with Thibaut Courtois in goal, it's going to be hard to do that. But for me, this will be a very, very good game. 2 brilliant teams, Manchester City and Real Madrid. Obviously, one of them can only go to the final. But I think for this first leg in Manchester, I'm going to say Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 2. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. And in my opinion, all to play for in Madrid. Alright then, so we now move on to our second semi-final. Liverpool against Villarreal. And oh my word, who expected Villarreal to be in the semi-finals of the Champions League? And I just want to give a massive round of applause to the manager, ex-Arsenal, ex-Paris Saint-Germain, Unai Emery. What a job he has done in Europe this season for Villarreal. Obviously, going back to last season, obviously he won them the Europa League. I think that was his 6th Europa League title, so brilliant. And Absolutely no one expected Villarreal to get to the semi-final. Or maybe Villarreal fans, but probably been, over the top. But absolutely no one on this universe predicted them to knock out Bayern Munich. To go, I think, in my opinion, to go to the Allianz Arena and draw there, that is very, very impressive from Villarreal. And to be fair, Liverpool, even Liverpool the other day, obviously they're winning against Everton. They'll probably be feeling really confident, but no. If you're a Liverpool fan watching this video, I think you should be scared. I'm not going to lie. Villarreal are not a team to mess around with. They are Villarreal, they knocked out Juventus. And they knocked out Juventus and they knocked out Bayern Munich. Two big teams. Juventus, Dybala, Locatelli, Chiellini, McKennie. And looking at Bayern Munich, you got in their team Lewandowski, Müller, Goretzka, Neuer, Pavard, Muslera. And Villarreal just go and beat them both. And in fact, that's probably like 5 times I've said in fact. I'm pretty much like getting in fact counter. But yeah. They've knocked out Juventus away and they knocked out Bayern Munich away. But the problem is the first leg is at Anfield. It's at Liverpool. So will that maybe be an advantage for Liverpool? Because if the first leg was at, I don't know, to be fair, put down in the comments. I don't know. Is it good that the first leg's at Anfield, or should it be at the Estadio de la Ceramica? But Villarreal, I think at home in the Champions League, they've been very good. But, they've won most of their games, but I think they have struggled. But I think Villarreal, away from home, they played Juventus off the park. And against Bayern, they did very well. I think they scored in about the 88th minute to draw 1-1, win 2-1 on aggregate. But, looking at the predictive lineup, let's just have a look at the predictive lineup like I did with the City game. Looking at the predictive lineup, looking at Villarreal, there's one player. The first name, when you think of Villarreal, the first player you think of is Arnaud Danjuma. He was at Bournemouth. He was playing Championship football against Luton Town, Peterborough United, Derby County, Reading, Hull, Middlesbrough, Cardiff, Swansea, Fulham. And now he's gone from all those teams to these games. Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Real Madrid in the league, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. He's gone from Elashi Adebayo to bloody Lewandowski. And to, just what a player he is. And for me, massive transformation, and he has been on fire. Brilliant signing for the Yellow Submarine. And, I think another player, has done quite decent. Lo Celso. You could say, oh, bias. Oh no, bias, Tottenham. But I think he's actually done alright at Villarreal, and Villarreal wants to sign him on the permanent. I don't blame them for doing that. I think he's been very good. And, defensively, I don't know, I think defensively, Pau Torres has been alright. Pau Torres has been alright. Raul Albilo's been okay. Foyth has been alright. Capu in midfield, Coquelin, Parajo. I think this Villarreal team is really not a team to mess around with, because, tomorrow they could go to Anfield and actually get something. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, let's speak about Liverpool now. And obviously, Liverpool, they've only lost one game in the Champions League so far this season. They've only lost one game, and that was to Inter Milan at Anfield. That's the only game Liverpool have lost this season in the Champions League. If we look at Liverpool in the Champions League, if we go right back to the start of the season, they beat AC Milan, they beat Porto, they beat Atletico Madrid, they beat Atletico Madrid again, they beat Porto, they beat AC Milan, then they beat Inter, then they lost to Inter, but they still went through. They beat Benfica, and then Liverpool drew to Benfica. So Liverpool got quite a lot of wins in this competition, but to be honest, I would love to see Villarreal go to the final, because in my opinion, I think they deserve it, I'm not going to lie. The way that Villarreal have come to get to the semi-finals, 180 minutes away from the final, I think Villarreal deserve to get to the final, even if they lose. Just massive, big up to them. Just big up to them. But, obviously, back to Liverpool. I think a player to look out for me, I am going to go with Luis Diaz. I think he's been very good for Liverpool so far. Obviously, since he's left Porto. Another player who's done well, I think in the Champions League, Konate and Van Dijk, they are brilliant together in this competition. So it might be hard for Villarreal to get past them. Trent's done well for Robertson. And recently, Thiago, he has just become the next Andres Iniesta. He has been absolutely unbelievable. I'm not going to lie. He's just transformed. He's probably got Andres Iniesta. It's probably Iniesta, but dressed up as Thiago. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to get into the prediction now. Obviously, the first leg is at Anfield. It is going to be tough. I'm not going to lie for Villarreal, to go to Anfield. But I think if Villarreal can get a draw at Anfield, Liverpool could go to Spain and really find it difficult, because Villarreal at home, they're very good in this competition. But for me, I'm going to say Liverpool 2, Villarreal 1. I think Villarreal will get a goal, but I think Liverpool will still win and have the advantage in the second leg in Spain. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, stay tuned to my Europa League semi-final predictions. Obviously, we've got West Ham, Lyon, Leipzig against Rangers. So stay tuned to that video. And yeah, I'll see you for that video tomorrow. Also, before I go, put in the comments who's going through to the final.